is Ken from TechOpened, back again with another video, this time to show you the unboxing of the Lenovo Legion Y540. So this will replace my Xiaomi Mi Notebook Pro as a consumer, a normal consumer. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. So let's open this, guys. I'm going to put it to the side just for now so we can see what else is inside the box. And then you have this other section. I'm also going to do an unboxing of the Lenovo gaming backpack, rucksack, whatever you want to call it, that I also purchased with this to go with the laptop. So if you want to check that out, I'm going to do another video of that. So it comes with these little leaflets, nothing really much to see here. Power cable. So it's a European power cable for Portugal, since I live in Portugal. So my Mi Notebook Pro, for example, had a brick that was like this big, less than half the size of this one. So I can tell this is really big, but it's understandable because it's a gaming laptop, so you need a little bit more power. And you can also see the connector right here, the plug for the charging. It's not the conventional ones that you see. It almost looks like a USB port kind of thing. Man, this thing is big and heavy. So you can count on this extra weight when you have this, when you're traveling with this. It's pretty big. You can see here. It comes with this little Lenovo logo right here on the front. Here's where you connect your cable. And this is all plastic construction, no metal construction whatsoever. You can see the Lenovo Legion logo here on the top. This little symbol right here lights up in white. On the Y740, it actually is in colors. This one isn't, it's just white. In terms of ports here on the rear side of the laptop, you can see the ventilation port to the rear. You have USB-C, which is not Thunderbolt. If you want Thunderbolt, you should go for the 740. Unfortunately, it doesn't have that. You have the mini display out port. You have a USB-A 3.1 port, an HDMI port, Ethernet port, charging port, which is not the conventional round one that you're used to seeing. It almost looks like a USB port. You have the Kensington lock to lock this to your desk. You have the other rear side ventilation. On the right side of the laptop, you have the USB-A 3.1 port. You have this little hole right here is to reset into BIOS mode. So you use like a clip and you start your laptop with this little button to go into BIOS mode if you want to mess around with the BIOS. Be careful with that. You have the standby light, which is the power light, indicates the power, if it's charging or not. You have the right ventilation port. And here on the hinge, you can't really see it. It has like a little Lenovo logo right there, but you can't see it in the video, I guess. In terms of the hinge, it has a really sturdy hinge. You don't feel any flex on the screen, even though it is plastic. You don't feel much flex. For example, on the Y545, the hinge is only like this wide, I guess. And then on this side, you have no support whatsoever. So it does make the screen flimsy when you're opening it. You feel the flex and it doesn't feel really secure. The Legion logo right here looks really nice, but it is a fingerprint magnet, as you can see. This little logo lights up in white. It does not have RGB like on the 740. And to open this up, you can open it up with just one finger easily. No problem whatsoever. Now, in terms of the mouse pad, it feels really nice. You have these clicky mouse buttons. They're kind of rigid, but not that too bad. I would prefer a full mouse pad, you know, a flush one, completely flush with no buttons and slightly larger. I was used to that on my Mi Notebook Pro, but not that much of an issue. And you can also tell that the keyboard is shifted to one side, to the left side, as well as the mouse pad. And that is due to the fact that you have the numeric keypad here on the right side, which does come in handy. but keep that in mind. You don't have that centered keyboard or, you know, evenly spaced out. It's kind of shifted to the side. If that's an issue for you, you have to be careful with that. I do feel sorry for this not having a fingerprint sensor. I was used to that on my Mi Notebook Pro, which came in really, really handy. No codes, just fingerprint and go, but whatever. Here on the bottom part of the screen, you can see that in order to keep the bezels thin on the other three sides, they had to move this down to the bottom part, and it is a nose cam, so the angle isn't the ideal angle for video recording or video conferencing or streaming, because it is angled up. It's a 720p camera. You can see the microphones there on both sides. In terms of keyboard, it's more of a soft feel. It's not that clicky kind of keyboard. It has a decent amount of travel, a pretty good amount, to be honest. I am trying to get used to this rounded out design of the keys from Lenovo. I wasn't much of a fan of that kind of keyboard. I'm more like a square kind of key kind of guy. I don't like this rounded out effect right here, but I'm getting used to it. It's growing on me. But besides that, the typing experience is pretty fine. I haven't had many issues with typing on this keyboard. You do have a backlit keyboard which has 3 levels of brightness. So in order to change the levels, you would press the function key and the space bar, and you have 3 levels. You have off, low, and high. That's all you have. No RGB lighting like you see on the 740. Very simple design and pretty nice. I wouldn't mind the RGB lighting, but it is a light, you know, since it is a gaming laptop, but that's perfectly okay with me. You have the power switch right there. And now we're going to test how long it takes to power on. 3, 2, 1, go. This is installed with Windows 10 Home Edition, in my case. You can hear the fans are slightly powered on, they're not completely shut off. And there it is. So now to log on, we're gonna have to test this with the log on. So I'm gonna get my key in so I can use this numeric keypad right here. And it's on. So relatively quick to power on. I do believe my Mi Notebook Pro it seemed faster to me powering on, but not big of an issue. Now in terms of screen brightness, like I said before, this can go up to 300 nits. So if I kind of shift this to max brightness, you can see it right here. Very well visible in like a mid-lit room. So if you have direct sunlight on the screen, you will have difficulties, and I'll actually demonstrate here with the lights, the studio lights. You can see you lose kind of some viewing, but it's fine, you know, it's not great, but I would have preferred it to have a little bit more brightness, but perfectly fine. You have something really cool, which is the Lenovo Vantage software. You have conservation mode, which will help make your battery last longer. It'll increase the lifespan of your battery considerably because of, you know, cycles and whatnot, battery cycles. And one of the tattletales you can notice is this. On the Y540, you have this little symbol right here. And I believe on the Y530, you don't have this. It's completely, you know, flat with nothing. On the trackpad right here, the mouse pad, I would have preferred completely, you know, one solid unit like you see on the Mi Notebook Pro as well, and on some other laptops like the MacBook. This one actually has these little clicky buttons. Not bad, but I would have preferred a whole glass kind of panel. This I don't believe is glass, it's some kind of a plastic. On this surface right here, you can feel it's kind of a rubberish kind of texture. I'm not quite sure how this will hold over time, but I don't think it will be that great over time. When you have your palms resting here, this will get kind of like shiny. If you have like greasy hands or whatnot, this might get shiny over time and actually lose its nice look that it has right now. Hopefully that won't happen. I'm not quite sure. You can see this top panel is also pretty thick. I wouldn't say this is super thin. On my mini notebook Pro was like almost half the size of this. This one's a little bit thicker, and like I said, all in plastic, but not like a big issue. In terms of flex, I don't see much flex in this. It looks pretty nice, guys. You know, it has a clean look to it. You can use this for work, not for just for gaming. If you want to use this to like as a work laptop, you can get away with it perfectly because you can see how clean this is. It has a super clean design, and it's actually one of the reasons that got me to buy this laptop was actually this clean design, very simple, all black. I think it looks beautiful. It's a pity that it's not in metal, but whatever. It's not like a problem because it feels really well built. It feels really robust. You feel like it's a well-made product. And that part, I mean, I have nothing to say about that, to be honest. Perfect. The little Legion logo looks amazing. It has like a clean design, and I'm really liking this. Now, in terms of specs, I went for the 9th generation i7 processor. That's clocked at 2.6 gigahertz, and with turbo boost, it can go up to 4.5. It's a Hexa-Core, and it has 12 megabytes of cache, so it should be pretty awesome for video editing, hopefully, when you're working a lot, with lots of layers and whatnot. And also to help with that, I also chose to upgrade from 8 gigs of RAM to the 16 gigs of RAM DDR4. I also equipped this with the 256 gig SSD drive. Also paired with that, I have a 1 terabyte hard drive, 7,200 RPM. So it's 1 terabyte, like I said. It should be enough for what I need. I'm not going to install like a whole bunch of games in this. I'm going to use this mainly for work and maybe some games just for fun. The battery is a 57 watt hour battery. It should be enough for 2.5 to 3 hours of on time. Not great, but you can't expect that too much from a gaming laptop of this price range. The panel is a 15.6 inch Full HD LED backlight IPS display with a 144 Hz refresh rate. It has a matte anti-reflex coating and reaches up to 300 nits of brightness. You also have the 60 Hz version. I went with the 144 Hz version because I want to achieve a smoother kind of look. If you do choose the 144 Hz panel, make sure you get the highest possible graphics card, the best one you can afford from the lineup to take maximum advantage out of the panel. So, guys, this has basically been it. I will try and do a gaming test in another video if you want to check that out. Do some benchmarks as well so you can compare this with other models. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, leave your thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. It will help out the channel for to grow. And leave your comments. I'd appreciate any comments you have to say about this. What do you think about this computer? And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you later.